Hey, hey, hey. So, been dying to share this with you guys because I know that a ton of people have been asking about it. So, every day after I work out, I have something that's called a post-workout recover shake. And it's really more of a drink. I don't do it in a blender or anything like that. But it's post-workout protein and BCAAs and things of that nature. And what's really great is you can now get that all in one. I remember when I first started out, lifting weights and getting involved with some of the amateur bikini competitions I was doing. My coach was having me take a bunch of pills and a bunch of different powders and this concoction. And so what's great now is you can get our Recover with all of those things in one fell swoop, which is great. And it tastes amazing. The only thing that people have been asking about over the last year and a half since it has come out, a couple of years now probably, is for a plant-based vegan version. And guess what? It's here. So for me, I don't have a ton of aversion to dairy, but I know a lot of people do. It does cause a lot of bloating, so if you ever notice gurgly things after you're having yogurt or things like that, that could be an indicator right there. I have not had milk in a really long time. I used to be one of those people that had a big glass of milk with dinner, and I have not done that in a number of years. I'm not really yogurt does not really sit well with me either. So I'm excited to try something like this because I do really also feel that the more plant-based we can be, the better off we're gonna be. Things that are more natural occurring with, growing out of the ground, right? Kind of a mentality. So right away, you'll notice that there are two different sizes, which is wicked interesting. And it's a little bit bigger. I don't really know why it would be bigger unless the plants are bigger. That's how that works. Maybe it's less condensed when it's that way. But everything else is the same. I just was looking at the labels, and the only really big difference is the pea protein isolate. So you've got your calories are within 20 or so of each other. That's not really a big deal. The really great thing about a product like this is that when you consume it within 30 minutes or so after you exercise, it feeds the muscles directly, right? It goes right into the hard work that you just put in. So it's like replenishing all that hard work and helping you to build that lean muscle, and muscle soreness and recovery is another big one. So something like this is really going to help if you're getting sore after your workouts and that sort of thing. So when you consume something like this, though, really close to you're done your workout, 30 minutes or so, it's almost considered like a free food, if you will. Even though it's got calories and protein in it, I don't really count it towards my daily allotment because it just infuses right into my body and into the muscles, which is great. So I don't really think about how many calories are in this or how many fats. The carbs are the same, generally speaking, 10 versus 12. And then you've got your protein is 20 grams, that stays the same. And so you've got your muscle recovery blend is pea protein isolate versus whey protein. And then you've got your BCAAs and your L-glutamine is in here, plus your pomegranate extract, which is to help with that muscle recovery and soreness I mentioned. The ingredients are the same too. Other ingredients, organic cane sugar, cocoa powder, stevia leaf extract. That stuff is the same. And the other really awesome, my favorite thing about this is that it's certified by Sport. And you'll see that there's a little label at the bottom if you've ever looked. And that is an indicator that tells you that it's safe to consume if you're an athlete. A lot of times when you're entering competitions, different competitions, they'll test you for banned substances. So you know that this is a safe product. It smells really good. And you can consume that. This is actually a product that's, of course, I'm not going to be able to find the scooper, right? a product that's consumed by North American Ironman series and that sort of thing. Yes, I am using it. I do not want to stick my hand in there. Ooh, looks like a bigger scooper. Okay, it's like backwards in there. You saw the chaos of me finding this yesterday outside, so I'm sure it's been through a bit. It smells really good. I saw somebody else's post yesterday in my circle of my fit community, and they posted that it wasn't as sweet as the regular one. So let's take, it says 1 scoop. Now, I do a little bit more than 8 ounces of water, but I think that's just a taste preference. Make sure it's 1 scoop. The scooper's huge. 1 level scoop. That's a big scoop. I'm sure it has to do with like the density of it, you know. It's just a different consistency too, which is expected. And by the way, I also consume the vegan Shakeology, which I really like. For me personally, that's a taste preference, but now I just absolutely love it. Okay, so let's give it a taste. Now, you guys, I am always brutally honest with you. There are absolutely products that our company represents that I'm not a fan of. So I won't say yum if I don't care for it. There's a lot of the Shakeology flavors that I'm not a fan of. So you can see this is more like a drink versus like, you could make it into a shake. The one time I did that with the orange cream flavor, it was too foamy and it gave me like really a lot of burping. So I think that it's just better to just shake it up. Okay. And I hate when my thing does this. Do you ever get the powder stuck right around the rim? It's this cup. It's this type of cup that always does that to me. It's interesting. It definitely tastes different. Not as sweet. I don't think it's gross. I just think it's different. I would never say, I don't think gross. You know, I don't think gross. It's just different, but it's good. It's almost like real. Versus, not that this is fake, but do you know how sometimes shakes and things can taste synthetic? And I think that's extra sweeteners and things. And maybe that's the difference. This one says beet sugar versus this one being the organic cane sugar. But they both have stevia in it. I would say it tastes more organic. Like it tastes more plant-based, I guess, right? Like, but it's not a bad thing. It's just different. I definitely would keep, I think it's something too that once you switch over to it, you'd get used to that non-dairy, you know, type flavor. But I think it's pretty good. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, let me know. I know they're coming out with stick versions of these. Not quite the vegan ones yet, but they were going to be launching like so that you could take them to go. They're in like sticks, like basically you could take them to the gym kind of a thing, right? So that's going to be available. But so really exciting though that now we have both to choose from. So people that are vegan or people that have a dairy aversion or issues with whey in general can get the same product that will have the same impact on your muscle recovery, your soreness, all the BCAAs and the glutamine and all the really good things that you need in an all-natural way. You know, usually when I have conversations with people about these products, they're like, oh, I'm okay, I'm using something from GNC, you know, which is fine. You know, typically, really though, you want to read your labels, guys, making sure that you are looking at what is in what you're buying. Because if you say to me, well, I can get this for, you know, way cheaper than that, and so I'm here to tell you there's a reason for that. They do not make things cheap for a reason. You get what you pay for, so read your labels. Just be knowledgeable, guys, at what you're consuming. If you are a person that's consuming this kind of thing like over and over on a daily basis, you really want to be mindful of what you're putting into your body constantly, right? If it's something that you're having like as a treat once in a while, that might be a different story. But if you're on a health and fitness journey and you're hitting the gym 5, 6, 7 days a week in some cases, and you're having something pre and post workout and you're consuming that stuff on it heavily, you know, really read your labels. The same thing with my pre-workout. I used to be hooked on all kinds of really gross junk like C4 and all these other things, not even knowing and realizing that I was consuming chemicals day after day after day, not to mention those artificial sweeteners that are now linked to all kinds of cancers, especially in women. So read your labels, guys. Make sure that you're having things that are natural and good for you and certified by sport. That's a huge one too. It's making sure that it's safe for your body, especially if it's something, again, you're consuming it on a regular basis. So if you guys have any questions about any of our supplements, let me know. It's different. I like it though. I feel like sometimes we get away from having this all natural, you know, more plant-based food. I think it's just overall going to be different for you, you know. That manufactured way is manufactured, you know. Yeah. So great morning, guys. I'm glad that it wasn't tampered with after my fiasco with the box yesterday. But if you have any questions, let me know.